I forgot to turn on the last recording. You will not have gotten any voice with that, unfortunately. So it's going to be purely silent. Now, this one, you will have voice. Okay. The reason is because I normally do the little recordings without voiceover, but I kind of gave in today. So let's do it again. It is going to be however you get to shapes. For me, it's home tab, drawing group, shapes, and I'm selecting the rectangles group, third group or category from the top. In the rectangles, using my mouse, looking for the rectangle rounded corner, click and drag whatever way you want it to go. How do you make that work? Okay. There's a little yellow handle there, and if you put your mouse on the handle and you drag it in, you get more rounded on each end. If you drag it out, you get square. I can do it. That's it. So you drag it into the center and out is normal. If you kind of drag it diagonally, then you get that rounded corner, and you can round it as much or as little as you like. So that's the rectangle rounded corner, and that's how we do it. Like so. Okay, so my preference, and it's just a me thing, is to work on the chart, the chart pie, column, whatever. My preference is to work with it inside of Excel. I just don't have the patience to try and do it in PowerPoint. Okay, it's just too fiddly for me. Okay, now my biggest beef, or my whiny bit, if you will, is the way the information was presented to me. Talk about the height of laziness. I didn't feel like working with this because they put all the information together, and I kind of had to figure out how I was going to break it down. What's the revenue? What's the amount? What's the expense? So what I did was I got the numbers. This is just a me thing. So if you end up doing it, is I took all the numbers, okay, and I removed all the formatting from it. Okay. For instance, with this guy, I did it in Word, but I removed all the formatting. Okay. And I did that for each one of the items. Do I need to remove the $sign? Probably not. Okay. And I did that because it's AI. Normally, don't do this. Normally, you've just got a chart, you just got a data set, you enter the data in like everything else. Okay, but mine was a bit of a weird circumstance. I had to translate it from this to this. Now, I did take a little bit of creative license. Okay. We can do year 1, year 2, year 3, or we can do the years 2025, 2026, and ostensibly 2027. I guess I'm really making up as I go along. One column is going to be revenue, and one column is going to be expenses. This is your data. You know it. In real life, obviously, you go and create your own charts, your own data set with real viable numbers from whatever source you happen. My real viable source numbers is from my brain and AI. So that being said, what I did was I did one column for the revenue and one column for the expenses, and I did data labels for each of the rows. Okay, but that basically took this and put it into a table like this. Normally, you don't have to do it, but it was a little bit weird and freaky. So what I wanted to do is create the chart here. Okay. And then I'm going to add, in anticipation, I'm going to add another slide, a new slide it is going to be the layout type is title and content. Okay. That's important. And I just want that to be sitting there for now. I don't want to do anything else, just have it there because I am going to copy the chart and I'm going to paste it into this area here when I'm ready. We did that with the pictures before. It works perfectly. So, formatting is up to you. Highlight your data set. So for me, it's going to be B1 down to D4. Insert. I don't know. I'm sure everybody by now has completed their Excel and or will have at some point soon. And it's going to be insert in charts. You can do bar, you can do column, you can do line. I think you can even do a pie chart. I'm not 100% sure. So for something like this, a bar would work really well. Line would work really well, but it's entirely up to you. Whatever the story you want to select, whatever the story you want to use. Okay. So data analysis. What you might want to do is to put the title in now. Really doesn't make a difference if just putting everything together. Okay, so we're going to highlight the data set, not including the title. And it's going to be Insert tab, Charts group. And in the Charts group, let's do the funnest of the bunch. Let's do the line or area chart. And the one we want to use is the it's the second from the right. So we would like to use the line with markers. Boring. Okay, so we don't like that. We can change the chart type to bar. Okay. Or to column. Okay. Does not matter which one you choose. We can determine which ones it is. So if you want bar, column, column, it's a staple. Everybody knows what it is. It's not hard to deal with. And we're going to use this guy here. Okay. The chart title. You click anywhere one time in the chart title. And if you are a fast typist, you can type in your heading or your title in the formula bar. Okay, so it's going to be, there is another way to do it, but if no, I cannot recall if all three of you, look at that. I start typing it, it remembers what it is. I don't have to put anything else in. Press the enter key, booyah. And any formatting you want to use, please do. I'm not going to tell you what's good or bad. Okay. Entirely up to you. Okay. If you want to change the colors, same thing, but don't forget we are also gonna be doing a slide master too. So colors are not such a big deal. And right now we've got a column for the revenue and we've got a column for the expenses. I'm not sure I really like that, but okay. And let's switch column and row. So now you've got revenue and expenses. Switch column row, the year 2025, 2026, 2027. Okay. You decide what you want. Okay. I like this. I'm also going to do a couple of other little things. If you've done Excel with me, you will remember the pivot tables, and sometimes it's better to have less clutter than it is to have a lot of clutter. So things you can click, you can delete things like the grid lines. Okay. You can do a background. Oh shoot. I cannot do the background this way because Hanea has Mac and she doesn't have these little buttons down here. So for Miss Hanea, I have to use the add chart for all of us. And we've got titles, no. Data labels, I do remember seeing something about data labels there. So I'm going to put them in here for us. I'll show for the PC and I'll show for the Mac. Okay, so data labels. And do we want to center? Inside and outside base, outside and data call out. Ooh, I know people like that, but I'm going to stay with something like outside end. But if you do want to do kick data call out, oh, that's horrible. I'm going to stay with outside in. So make sure you got data labels. And for us, for anybody with a PC, how do you do it? And there's three little tags or toggles on the right-hand side of your chart. Yeah, I'm going to come back and do this again. And we are going to go to the chart elements, data label, and select whatever type we want. Okay. I don't like that at all. I'll switch. Ooh. Color outside and inside and. Now I do not like data color outside. Side. There's no winning this one. There's absolutely nothing here that's going to look good. But I'm stuck with it. Okay. So I've got my data labels, as ugly as they are. If you want to format the numbers, again, you've got this being recorded. So you can always come back and play around with it. You can click on your numbers, right mouse click, and think. Format axis. Maybe not a good idea because I can't see anything. Okay. I'll leave that one alone. But what you can do, I realize I was making it too difficult. Font. Change the font color if you want. Can't imagine anybody wanting to do it, but there it is. If you want to apply the font style bold, and you're good. Okay. Now, other than that, I don't know if you need the revenue and expenses. We'll leave that as is. If you want to do a border, you can do border. Because we're going to be going into the chart, because we're going to be doing the PowerPoint slide, just a little bit of excitement does not hurt. Or maybe that much does. Okay. And undo. Okay. Leaving that alone as is. So now, there are two ways to work with a chart in PowerPoint. One is where you take all the time and you create your chart here, you make a copy of it here, and you paste it into your PowerPoint. The reason being is you've got lots of space to do stuff here. You're not kind of cornered with space. You'll see what I mean in a minute. Okay, so I'm going to select the chart. Do I care which method you use? Absolutely not. And not in the least. And then I'm going to go over to my slide. And if I've done this right, I can paste. Okay. And there it is. What Microsoft did was it said whatever you're putting in here, now I can remove these guys and that will take over and it expands to fill the actual shape. So, right mouse click and paste, and there it is. I can't think of anything else you might want to do here, but when you do the animation, you can have a heck of a time doing it. Okay, so now if you don't like the design, you can still work from inside PowerPoint. All right, use the different styles. Right. If you want to change the colors, same thing. It's all up to you. And if you want, the only thing that might get a little tricky is edit data or edit data in Excel. We like the edit data in Excel. It just from, I'll show you. Edit data here, you got this. All right. It's a kind of like a mini table or a mini chart. But if you go to edit data in Excel, it's just a little bit more comfortable. Okay. And you can change your names or whatever you want to do here. Okay. So, and close. And nope, that's everything we need to do here. So that now happily and completely should fill the chart. Okay. There's nothing else we need to do here. We're good to go. So either you work with it in Excel or you work with it in PowerPoint. Do I know? No. Do I care? Absolutely not. Whatever works for you. But I have discovered I don't like those previous colors. All right. So now I've got the chart. For the table, I'm going to have to go back to my Word document. And I don't know if I necessarily have any table content. What I can do is, that's one thing I don't have is any requisite table data. Okay, so that's the only thing I'm just kind of like a bit unsure on. So what I'm going to do is I am going to cheat. Okay, I am going to, you guys will have your own numbers, your own data. This will not be an issue for you. So, revenue and expenses. And the heading is going to be financial performance overview. So guys, this is not going to be pretty. I'm making it up as I go along because I want to make it into a table. I have a couple of ideas, but we'll see. Okay. As well, I've also got this guy here. So if I need to, ironically, ladies and gentlemen, I've already got the makings of a chart or a table here just by highlighting these three. Yep. Why not? Okay. So you're obviously going to be doing this with a lot more time and a lot more effort and calculation than I am. And over to the next slide. So this one we're going to do, we could again do it inside of Word if you wanted to, or we could do it inside of PowerPoint, whichever one you prefer. Does not make a difference to me. You get exactly the same effect. So because I'm a sucker for punishment, I'm going to do the table in PowerPoint. Open. Oh shoot! Before I do that, this is driving me nuts. I've got to get data analysis, and I just have to put one thing I'm being really careful. Every slide I create will have a title. Very important for the table of contents and also navigation. Okay, so again, just little habits. So, and the title is data analysis, and that's good. Okay, not perfect, but okay. Frankly, if I had added a border, probably would look very nice. And for the border, you can go up to, where the heck are you? Format, shape styles, and you can use any of the borders and all, maybe not all of them, but you can make a really nice outline if that's what you wanted to do. Okay. But all right, so sucker for punishment, gonna give it a go. New slide, and again, it's gonna be with content only. And my preference would be, I don't care. I really don't give a gosh darn about tables. So I'm going to use the add table button. How many columns? How many rows? I don't know. Can I highlight everything? Okay. And can I do the same thing I did with the, where the heck are you? And paste. I don't know. Here. Nope. I'm going to have to do it. How many columns? How many rows? I thought I could just do it 1, 2, 3, 3 by 4. Number of columns is 3. Number of rows is 4. So actually, what I am going to do is number of columns is 3, and I am purposefully not going to make enough rows. That way, I can show you how to add another row. So we've selected the table. Number of columns is 3. Normally, you will pick the number of rows you'd want. So for just because again, that way you can see how to add extra rows. Okay. I don't like this. Really don't like this. But, and N and paste, select. Right. This is right on the cusp of, I really do. Now I've decided I don't like their tables. A bunch of reasons, but let's do table design. Pick a style. Actually, I don't need to add anything more, but yeah, actually, I probably would want to add a new row because I probably want to have a title or something for the table. But other than that, right now, it's perfect. There's absolutely nothing else I need to do. You can pick any style that you think fits the bill. Okay. Again, to you, you decide. Oh, that's nasty. Maybe not that. I think, well, that it's going to be dark purple, light purple, but I don't, can I change the color? Maybe. I'm going to copy this and Control C. There's a little handle, top left-hand corner of the table that selects all the columns on the rows. Okay. And copy. And I have not added a new row yet. I'm going to go back over to PowerPoint. And paste. All right, so and paste. keep source formatting, which is all the colors we use when we're in Word. Do we like them or do we like these colors? So the first option is keep the destination. These slides are your destination. And if we use these, nasty. No formatting, no nothing, ugly. So if we don't like that one, and right mouse click and paste, so destination, no. Move your mouse over to the next one, source, probably. Embed, okay. What embed means, there is a connection. If do you mind if I show you how the embed works? It's a little complicated, but hopefully I can. I haven't done this in a long time, so I'm not 100% sure how to do that. And paste. We used to just paste it and embed. We used to do, there used to be a command over in the insert button, and it used to be, I won't go there, but I'll try and find it. So we would like to right mouse click and picture, no, embed, yeah, aha, okay. And so what embed does, I don't know if this makes any sense to you, but there is an electronic link between the table here and my Word document. Whether my Word document is open or closed makes no, never mind. Okay, so if I want to change a number in this table, as ugly as it happens to be right now, is I can go into Word and change it, but it's not really working very well. Okay, so I think it's a great idea, just not one of my best. It's much better with a chart, I will tell you that much. And undo, and undo, and undo. So I guess we have the answer. It's going to be paste, and it is going to be, right mouse click, paste, not destination, not where we're going to. So it has to be the source formatting, which is the Word document it came from. And we're going to leave the other stuff because now we know no matter what, it's going to be the way it is. Have to magnify it a little bit and do a little bit of formatting to it. Highlight and move the rows around. You want to keep your numbers or values right aligned. Okay. And mouse click. I think we're going to leave the numbers with 2 decimal places. I would right align the revenue and I would right align the expenses. I would also change the font color just because I find it a little bit hard to read. The years, I would probably center. Okay. And there are ways to format these cells with dollar signs and other custom formatting. If you guys don't mind, I'm not going to go that deep into it. Okay. It's good enough as is. So we've got it here. It's okay. Is there anything else in table design? I can't really think of anything, to be honest with you. It's pretty bleh. You've got effects. So not bad. So you can, if you want to highlight all your values, silk. Okay, now you can tell the things I do like. Very pretty, very jazzy. Okay. Actually, the pivot, is that the divot? No, that's a soft. And so, yeah, why not? Check it out. Effect. No, I don't think we're going to do reflection. I don't think we're going to do shadow. I think we're just going to say with cell bevel and pick. Wow, that was more good luck than judgment. It's the absolute reverse to the values. So, yeah, it's pretty ugly, but hey. And we can make it a little bigger. Here we go to table layout and home. If you want to make the whole thing a bit bigger, you can. $44 is pretty big. I think 44 is pretty big. So I'm just going to go back to view, zoom, 150. Maybe we'll leave it at 50% or 64. Okay. I think that could probably be a heck of a lot bigger. And then we'd have to make our font a lot bigger. Move the rows so there are little lines between each column and each row. So there's a little dash line between revenue and expenses. There's also a dash line on the right hand side to enlarge the cells or the rows. So you just kind of click and drag them. And we want to make these. I am now seriously regretting all the formatting I did here. Okay. And drag to the right. So you kind of got to move everything over, and choices I should not have made. And I'm going to make the font a little bit smaller. 48, let's make it 40. So not the prettiest table in the world, but when we get to the animation, again, this is where it comes to life. Okay. And so you got that one done. Now this is where I like the other slides. I can now go into my template or my outline slides here, and I can say title slide, I'm like done or something like, or I'll do something like highlight. And that way I know title slide is done. I haven't done the introduction yet. I haven't done the topic overview. Data analysis, I know for a fact I did that. So that way I can tick off everything without originally losing the list. So it stays good. Okay. And visual. Oh, the visual concept. You got shapes, icons for smart art to explain a key business process. I'm just trying to think of. For that, I do have something, but do you guys mind if I wait till tomorrow night? So I've got a really nice little presentation about how to work with icons. We've seen all the icons. Let me show you what they are anyways, but I'll get that little tutorial for tomorrow night. And don't forget, we've also got to do the video tutorial together too. By the time Wednesday is done, we'll have learned all the skills. And again, we'll be doing as much practice and reviewing that we possibly can. I have a mock quiz for the last part of our evening. So you guys have done those with me before. So you're pretty familiar with it. It's just a way to get your brain thinking theoretically without all the pressure of the real thing. Okay, so that's it. We're not there yet, but that's it. Okay, so then looking back at my instructions, I've done that. Key strategies, I would just do bullets for that. For the this one here for the slide number 1, I had to think about how to phrase this, is what drives small business what drives small business success. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to go and apply the text in a bullet form in the PowerPoint. Then we're going to convert it into smart art. And then we'll start adding a little bit of style to it then. So it's actually pretty straightforward. Okay? So again, take the time to put all your thoughts in Word. Do not put them in PowerPoint until you're ready. Copy and paste when you're good to go. So, and I don't need the main idea, but I do need this. So that way, if I make a mistake with the slide, I haven't lost my content. So I've got the introduction or the smart art slide, and I've still not decided on what my theme is going to be either. So don't forget, we've got to do the slide master somewhere along the way. So down to the bottom, new slide, and just going to add the text as is. So what drives small business success? And I'm going to lose the bullet on the first one. I may cut this. In fact, I will. And I will paste it as a title or a heading. Now, it's very important. Every one of our slides has something like this. Okay. All right, let's go and make our smart art. And highlight the text, insert, and where the heck are you? Smart art. Probably list is going to be the best. And you may even find that having the bulleted list here might even be more of an inconvenience, but we'll see if we can get around it. Okay, so you've got list. Okay. And there's a couple I've seen students do, and they do an amazing job. It's not process. Cycle. Nope. Hierarchy. Nope. Maybe. Matrix, definitely not. Pyramid, pictures, timeline. Okay. I guess maybe we're going to have to either go list or process. Okay. Yep. Some students I see use these ones down here, the target list, but I find they're a bit complicated. I just want simple. Something like the vertical picture accent list is good. Okay. Actually, we have the time to do this. We are going to combine the icons with the smart art with the list. Okay, I've just made a decision here. Thank goodness for you guys that I'm recording this, because this is going to be so good. Okay, so first of all, I am going to remove you for now. Okay, I'm going to put you back in Word. There you are. I'm just going to remove the bullets because I'm not going to need them. And decrease. Okay, now back to PowerPoint we go. The little icons are available in, just view out of the way, is insert, illustrations. Again, right there is icons. Okay. And the cool things about icons is how they can be inserted into other objects, as well how you can apply some of the effects to them and make them come to life. So you can find all sorts of different types of icons, occupation, process. This might be useful for what we want to do for our choice. Depending on how many we have. I think we have more than 4. So that might be a bit of an issue here. So, no, worse. Here we go. Now we have a bunch of items, more than 5, so we can get a little bit creative if we need to. Okay. So with an icon, as I said, insert icon, pick anything you like. I particularly, I don't know, I like them all. I'm going to use the coins here. It looks like it might help me out quite a bit. And if you want to insert one object, select one object. If you want to insert multiple objects, which actually we do, coins, flying away money. I'm just going to grab things because they are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Don't think I need 7 of the icons, but just to have them inserted and available anyways. And insert. Don't worry about that. They are all one on top of the other. We'll just kind of shove them out of the way. And if I'm not mistaken, with the smart art, we might just be able to directly incorporate the icons into it. We might not have to do anything fancy over here. So let's go have a look. Alrighty, and insert smart art. I think the one we decided was it the list or the process? I think it was the list. And it was this guy here, vertical picture accent list. And don't worry about it. As we add more items, the shapes are going to get smaller. And when we go and click on the little picture there, then we can go back to the icons and pick those at that place at that point. So first of all, let's get text. Strong business planning. Click once. And when you paste, just plain paste. Strong business planning. Beautiful thing is the font expands or contracts to fit the object. Then we're going to add another one. Again, you don't have to pick this one. It's just what I picked. And that way I get to add the icons. And the next item is P, understanding target customers. And what I'm doing in Word is I'm double clicking to select the line and copying. And paste. Then I am going to add a shape afterwards because we're definitely going to need a few more. Okay, so before I go any further, it's going to be add shape. So smart art design. I'm in the middle of what I'm doing, but I'm adding the shape now, hopefully for the best. And smart art design, create graphics, add shape, and after. There you go. So now as you need to add more text, add shape after and after. So now we only need to do a couple more. And Control V. And then I think we do 2 more, so I'm going to do the last one. Copy, financial management discipline. And after this one, I have to add one more and add shape, which is in Smart Art Design, pre-graphic, add shape. Hopefully you guys have not fallen asleep. And after, all right? And then, now I did not put any consideration into how will this look? No consideration whatsoever. So I just copied the text. It might look pretty darn ugly. And paste. We can size it if we need to. Alrighty. So for the picture, all this to show you what an icon can do. Then we'll do a little bit of formatting with these guys. So click once from this device. Oh yeah, right there. Icon. Pick your pleasure. And let's do cost. Insert. This one, you gotta do it one at a time. Do we like it? Probably not. Oh well. So icons again. So you notice they're transparent. That's the only downside of it. Acorn. Yeah. Oh well, we're halfway there. And icon. And insert. And anything else. I think it's okay. You guys get the idea. And so we've got that. And one of the things that you can do, I'm not sure if you can do it with these guys. With the icons, and I hope you guys get to see this. I'm going to move my hand money over here on the left-hand side. You can do a little bit of formatting with it because it is a graphic. So you select your icon, not everything, but if you go to graphic format, okay, and you can go to graphic fill and pick a color. Okay. As well, the best part of it is if you want to add an outline, you can. But if you go to the effect, you can grab one of their presets. Okay. And you get the idea. So one thing I suggest is, if you don't mind, is experiment a little bit with the icons to see what you can do. And mouse click, format graphic. So yeah, you can even do it in here. It's not as easy to do, but yeah, you can do that. And yeah, the wrong thing. Okay, so now we got that one. Not bad. Okay, so I'm going to stop recording for this one.